Hello, crypto world. Welcome to the Chart Historian. My name is Justin, and on this channel, I delve deep into crypto charts, exploring chart structures, fractals, and patterns. Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year. In this video, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to cover several different cryptos that I follow. The reason why I'm doing this is I want to touch on where we are at before the holiday begins. So if something does take place during the holiday, you will have a basic idea of what is playing out. I don't have the time to deep dive into each of these structures, although each of these structures really deserves a deep dive. So this is the first one. It's XRP, and as you can see, it is just kind of consolidating. Very annoying. So here is the fractal it has been following. This is from 2020. So here is XRP's macro structure. For those of you who are new, XRP has its bull runs. We see those here. And yes, this was a bull run. Structurally, it is the same as this one. Actually, all these are the same, even this one. If we go further back, they're all the same. After the bull run comes the decline. We see that here. We see that here. And then after the decline is a sideways range-bound time. I have divided this range-bound time into three fractals. Fractal 1 has a move up and a move down in part A, and then part B, it goes flat. We see that over here. Part A, move up, move down. It goes flat in part B. Fractal 2 has three waves, wave A, wave B, and wave C. We see that over here, wave A, wave B, and wave C. Fractal 3 is what we are currently working through. It has this wave here, this next little wave right here. We have completed that first wave. The second wave, we are now soon to embark on this right here, which I am calling the Great Fake Out. This has played out, this fractal, many times throughout the XRP's history. It doesn't always look like this. Sometimes it moves up more gradually and then it crashes. I don't know the height nor depth of this rise up or decline. All I know is that it is going to take place. The essence of Fractal 3 is price moves up to a peak, it then crashes, it then recovers, does a small correction, we see right here, before moving into the bull run. So we are close to the bull run, but we have this fake out that is soon to take place. Let's zoom back in. So here we are back on a 1 hour chart, and as you can see, price has been following pretty closely. We are just going painstakingly slow. This is so frustrating. It should begin to move up at a certain point. Now, how this plays out may actually materialize differently from what is pictured right here. Any of these parts could be higher, lower, take longer to play out. So just be prepared for some flexibility, but know that it should begin to move up. So this is a waiting game at the moment, but that's where we're at. It could move up anytime soon, maybe over Christmas. That could be a little Christmas present for everyone. We'll have to see how it plays out. Let's move on to the next chart. So this is Casper. Now, it is my belief that Casper has completed the bounce that precedes the bull run. This here is the first bull run structure. It is my belief we have completed wave 1 of this structure. Now, here it gets a little tricky. I am not sure if we are completing wave 2. It is my hunch that this is wave 2 and we will soon work on wave 3. Now, this is a basic idea. It may play out differently. We'll have to see. There is also another option that we have completed within this structure, both wave 2 and wave 3. So wave 2 would look something like this, and then wave 3 would be smaller like this and like this. And if this is the case, we would move up beyond this high right here, maybe have a little tiny correction before moving up into the next bull run structure. So I just put this back. So Casper has a repetitive macro structure. From that macro structure, we have a historical pattern of what this bull run structure will be. And so far, it has been following it. Now, the confusion is whether we are in wave 3 or wave 2. Once it moves up, we'll know. If it moves up and then consolidates like this, moving back into wave 2 zone, we will know that we are working on wave 3. If it moves out of here and doesn't come back below this, we know that we are moving into the second structure of the bull run. So as this plays out, this will become a little clearer. Right now, I'm leaning towards this setup right here where this is wave 2. As you can see, I think it does match the basic idea. Let's move on to the next chart. So the next chart is XLM, and XLM also has a repetitive macro structure. So this is a bird's eye view of the overall structure. There is, let's move back over here. It goes way back over here as well, but this is a little easier to see. So there is a bull run, there's a decline, and I split up this decline into different parts. There's the crashing part of the decline, just the normal decline, and then the lower part where it kind of bottoms out and terminates. We see that over here with the bull run. Here's the crashing portion. Here's the normal part of the decline, and then the lower part of the decline where it kind of terminates. After that, it goes into a range-bound time. I divide it into two fractals, fractal 1 and fractal 2. I have taken these two fractals over here and copy and pasted them over here. Let's zoom in to get a better look. So as you can see, Price is following the basic idea fairly closely. Now, I just want to point out that this right here is XLM's version of the great fake out. Let's zoom in a bit more. I don't know how high or how low this will go, but it is going to print a similar pattern to XRP. We'll have to see how this develops, but be prepared for a fake out to occur before it enters into the bull run structure. So that is XLM. Let's move on to the next chart I want to talk about. So the next chart is the great and mighty Bitcoin. So it is my belief that Bitcoin is currently following two fractals from its past. Yes, folks, two. Let's talk about the most recent. So if you were to copy the most recent bull run right here, from 2020 to 2021, and copy and paste it over here. Let's zoom in a bit more. We can see that it is following the basic idea. Now, I have adjusted this for timing, height, and depth to match what this chart is currently doing. And by the way, folks, do not use this. Everyone focuses on, oh, how high is this? How low is that? This is only a representation of what is to take place. I don't know where this will take place. It could take place here. It could take place up here. The reason for that is every time a fractal repeats, the timing, the height, and the depth, they're going to be unique. So I don't know where this will take place. I don't know how high this will go. Same is true of this peak. This is only a representation. It's telling you that this path includes structures like this. The way it plays out is going to be original. The height it goes to is going to be original. The timing is going to be original. The depth, it's all going to be original, even though it's going to follow this basic idea. So that is the first structure that I want to show you. So the second structure I want to show you comes from the very beginning of the Bitcoin chart. This is the first structure that it ever printed. Now, it is hard to see. That's why I did this, because if this wasn't here, it would be very challenging to see. However, this is a complete bull run, crashing, and recovery structure. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here is that same structure matched to today's timing, height, and depth. So as you can see, it has a bull run, it has a decline, and it has a recovery. And as you can see, this recovery does match what today's chart is doing. Now, in the past, I have played around with this. There's parts where I wasn't sure how high or low it was going. And as it continues to play out, I correct the way this is playing out. Like in the past, I had this further like that. But as the chart continues to unfold, we get an idea of how this is actually playing out. And so I continually update how this fractal is in relation to the chart. But as you can see, it is a very good match. And it's amazing. The very first structure ever printed on the Bitcoin chart is just as relevant as the previous bull run structure. So let's put both of them on and you can see how similar they are. So here is both of them side by side. And as you can see, they both show a similar idea. Now, the green one, which is the original one, is much more pixelated. It's not nearly as defined as this 2020 and 2021 structure because it played out in such a fast time frame, this first one, that it doesn't have the clarity that this one has. This one took much longer to play out, and because of that, that's why it has the clarity. But as you can see, They both tell similar stories. Where we are right now, there is this little pullback, which we're experiencing right now. It should move up, go into this next one, and then this peak, I don't know where it will play out. I don't know if it will be this right here or it could be a sharper peak. We'll have to see how that plays out. So I removed the first one, which I called the Genesis fractal, because that is the very first structure that ever played out. This one, due to its taking longer to play out, is a better guide for the small little minutia that Bitcoin is going through. So it is my belief that this right here is most likely this. So we are going to see potentially a move up take place soon. On a slightly different subject, for those of you who are interested, I have a Patreon page. In there, I have different collections. I have a deep dive analysis of the XRP bull run. I also have a deep dive analysis of the Casper bull run. And my most recent thing is I connected a Discord to this Patreon so we can discuss the different cryptos that we are into. If it's something that you're interested, I will have a link to it in the description of this video. It's a $5 a month subscription fee. I would also like to give a shout out to all my Patreon members. Your support means a lot to me and it helps make this channel possible. And that is the conclusion of this video. So just be prepared over the next few days that we could potentially see a move up in Bitcoin right here, which would correspond to a move up in XRP right here. And this could also correspond to a continued move up here in XLM and a move up in the Casper chart as well. So folks, there you have it. It's been an exciting year. We're going into a new year. There's excitement coming down the road. We are entering the bull run phase of crypto. This is going to be a fun, exciting, and challenging time. There is going to be some crazy pullbacks in some of these bull runs. So just be prepared for that. Well, I'm so glad you tuned into this video. I hope you catch my next one. I'm not a financial advisor, so none of this should be used as financial or investment advice. If this is your first time viewing this channel and you're not a subscriber yet, I recommend hitting that subscribe button. I will continue to update these charts as they develop. You know, this is original TA, this whole macro structure stuff that you just saw. That is something that I have discovered, and it has really changed the way I view charts. So if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and have a great day. Bye for now.